Okay, TC, I'm looking at my notes over here. You think this comes naturally?
Chop, chop.
I'm studying my notes.
All right.
I'm actually studying my notes for tonight's big game, which is a repeat of the big game from last year. Let me ask you a question. Give me a little advice here.
Sure.
Because you've got Philadelphia visiting Kansas City.
Don't even tell me.
So Philadelphia is a 2.5-point road underdog.
Yes.
Taylor will not be in the house.
Yes.
See, this is where I get my edge.
Yeah.
This is where I get my edge.
You get your edge from the news.
I get my edge from the news.
Yeah.
Because of the Eras tour being, extended, that I guess the heat caused the juggling of the schedule.
Well, yeah, because 2 people died. It was
so
awful.
I feel good about the Birds being a 2.5-point road underdog.
I'm saying is you got to root for Philadelphia no matter what.
I always root for Philadelphia.
I know, but with your money.
With a little science.
Right.
No, I'm going with the parlay. I'm going to tell you what my parlay is. By the way, thank you, Bet Parks. Thank you, Parks Casino. My parlay is that I am taking the Birds with the 2.5 points, and I'm taking Jalen Hurts to throw over 1.5 TD passes, meaning I think he's going to throw 2 or more. So have some fun with tonight's game. Tonight is going to be huge. The BetParks app, the only sports betting app that I use myself and that I recommend. It is safe, secure, and easy to use. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they've got it all. Download the BetParks app right now. Bet your favorite sports, plus play all your favorite casino games. New users make your first winning sports bet of $10 and get $125 in sportsbook bonus back. That's new users only. Terms and conditions apply. See the website for details. Got to be 21 and in PA, NJ, Maryland, or Ohio. I believe without Taylor in the house, the KC Kelsey brother is not on top of his game.
Oh, there you go.
Without being able to look up at her.
Right.
That's the science of my wagering for tonight.
Perfect.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, headlines from Smerconish.com, the Monday edition of the newsletter. We must talk about that poll question because something incredible happened, and we're still trying to figure it all out on Saturday. I guess I would explain it this way. Here's the setup. All eyes, including at this very moment, remain on the Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza. In fact, Saturday on CNN, Richard Clark was a guest of mine. He, the former national security advisor to 3 consecutive American presidents, and he verbalized it the best. He said Israel is actually engaged in 2 different wars. One is the war with Hamas, and the other is in the court of public opinion. And Al-Shifa Hospital has become a Rorschach test for people who are looking with a different perspective of Israel going after Hamas and the way in which they're doing it in Gaza, the movement of people from the north to the south, and the zeroing in on the entering of hospitals that they say have been command nodes for Hamas. The question as of Saturday was, if the showing by the IDF thus far is a handful of guns, I think it was 13 as of Saturday, uniforms, meaning military uniforms, 2 hostages having been discovered nearby, both dead, and now the mouth of the tunnel, is that enough justification for Israel having gone into, the IDF having gone into that hospital to begin with? Because if it's a command post, then, the rules of war are different. You can't go into a hospital, obviously, but if it's a command post and they're using citizens as shields in a hospital, those preemie babies are actually a shield, then the rules of war change. Now, I need to tell you something else. CNN, and this leads the newsletter today at Smerconish.com, has really good coverage because CNN was escorted by the IDF to the mouth of the tunnel. Here's their reporting today. Standing on the edge of the tunnel shaft, it was apparent that the structure itself was substantial. At the top, the remains of a ladder hung over the lip of the opening. In the center of the round shaft, a center pole looked like a hub for a spiral staircase. The shaft extended down further than we could see, especially in the meager light of our lamps. Video released by the IDF from inside the shaft showed that what we could not see from the top of the opening. The video shows the spiral staircase leading down into a concrete tunnel. Approximately 10 meters of the tunnel runs for 55 meters. It ends with a metal door and a small window. What is in that tunnel? And CNN's Oren Lieberman correctly says it is What's just been released, the most compelling evidence thus far that the IDF has offered that there might be a network of tunnels. For Israel, the stakes could not be higher. Israel has publicly asserted for weeks, if not years, that Hamas built terror infrastructure beneath the hospital. Hamas has repeatedly denied that there's a network of tunnels. And then they say this, as is so rarely the case in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the answer truly is black and white. Either there is an underground series of tunnels below the hospital or there is not. Okay, so my poll question Saturday was as follows. Given the evidence available so far, was the IDF justified in entering the Al-Shifa hospital? Meaning, as of that moment in time, there were 26,150 votes when I signed off.
And I have to say, I was watching, I watch these things very carefully and I'm monitoring it. I thought that was a little light. Like I was thinking like, okay, come on, like keep going, keep going. I watch it by the, every couple minutes I check it and I know where it should be.
I thought the same thing.
And I, usually it's closer to 30, maybe over 30.
Right.
So I was thinking, okay, come on, chop, chop, let's go.
It was 76% yes. Given the evidence available so far, the IDF was justified. Now, I too monitored it thinking it was light. I checked in later in the day on Saturday. There were 100,000 votes. And when all was said and done, put this up on the screen for the benefit of those watching on YouTube, 251,402 votes cast and a complete reversal of what it had been when there were 26,000. Now, 87.68% said no, the IDF was not justified in entering Al-Shifa hospital.
Those are two things that never happen. We've never gotten that kind of total.
Right.
And it never flips like that, ever.
I always comment here that the first 100 people in the door are usually representative.
Well, and for sure the first 26,000. I mean, like zero question.
So now I go to Joe Ellis.
Right.
Joe is our digital media manager. Joe, by the way, also a military veteran. He currently serves part-time as a UH-60 Black Hawk pilot for the Army National Guard. He's very talented. He's got a lot of things going on and doing them all seemingly well. So Joe digs into this and spends hours on it over the weekend. He says to me in a note, Saturday we saw our highest amount of voting in a single day in the history of the website. 251,409 votes cast. We saw our normal Saturday bump at 9 a.m., but the abnormal spike and majority of votes were cast between 3 and 4 p.m. I thought maybe I had been rebroadcast, but I wasn't.
We knew that wasn't going to happen. We knew ahead of time that wasn't
going to happen. But I thought
happen.
maybe CNN made a change and they put me on in the afternoon.
Like,
that would have explained
it. Yeah.
Joe says, my first thought was a bot attack, but after hours of analysis, I can't find any smoking gun that it was a bot. We have multiple layers of bot protection set up on our site. We routinely block thousands of bots per day. Saturday did not see any higher than normal bot detection block ratio. I first checked Google AdSense because Google Analysis and Google Ads will not pay out for illegitimate traffic. That's a good barometer. In other words, there are ads on my website. They won't pay if they think it's bogus, that all of the traffic, they're paying. Okay, they don't see anything wrong with it. I checked our content delivery network firewall. No bot attacks. I checked the sources of the vote. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. So he pulled, where did the votes come from? Oh, by the way, I want to say something else. Because some people say, well, you can just sit there and keep voting and voting and voting and voting. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret now. No, you can't. If you want to go through the hassle of switching your devices, if you want to go from your laptop to your desktop to your phone, you can beat my system. You're going to be able to vote multiple times. But even if you think you're on your phone voting repeatedly at Smerconish.com, it doesn't get tabulated.
Right. And we used to have a
system
by which...
We can prevent against that.
Right. It used to have a system by which it said, we've already counted your vote.
Yep.
It doesn't say that, but we're not taking it.
Yeah, we're not. That's not the case. Right. That is not the case. Okay, now...
But by the way, you also don't get to that many votes by someone just sitting there going, you got
to have a fast thumb.
Vote.
So now check this out. Where did the votes come from? The 251,000. 70,333. Randy, you can put this up on the screen too. United States of America, 70,000 and change. Okay? Egypt was second. And Egypt had 24,128. Third position, TC, Saudi Arabia. Okay,
wow, this
so
is
it
getting
goes.
interesting.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Who sent this out?
See, that's what I don't know. It would seem to me. It would seem to me that the word got out. Everybody needs to vote on this, but we can't figure out where was there a communication. All we know is a lot of people voted from all over the globe. Listen to this. The top votes, the top voting came from the United States, followed by Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Jordan, the Republic of South Africa, Oman, Canada, Turkey, United Kingdom, Morocco, UAE, United Arab Emirates, Algeria, Pakistan, Yemen, Qatar, Lebanon.
CNNI having a field day.
CNN, now I know why they advertise me so heavily.
Wow.
When people overseas say, I see your ads all the time on CNN International.
So Joe is saying that there was no one IP address that did thousands and thousands.
No, it seems like it was
a organic viral campaign.
So there might have been some AstroTurf insofar as someone fired people up to go and vote.
Right.
Okay. But what we think, that many people actually did go and vote.
Wow.
That's what we think. Now, I want to tell you something else. I have another graph for the benefit of those who watch on YouTube. And by the way, if you don't watch us on YouTube, you should watch us on YouTube.
Absolutely should.
Randy, put the graph up on the screen. Now let's look at the breakdown in terms of how people voted by country, okay?
Oh, geez. Look at that. Here we go.
So the yeses in the United States, the yeses were 26,000. I should focus on the ratio of yes to no. So on the question of was the IDF justified, in the end, the no votes in the United States were 43,000 to 26,000. No won the day in the United States, okay? In Egypt, the ratio, TC, was 24,000 to 113. In Saudi Arabia, was the IDF justified? In Saudi Arabia, 21,000 and change said no, 105 said yes.
Oh my.
Kuwait, the same ratio. Kuwait, 20,083 to 105. How about Jordan?
Wait, the same ratio to 105, the same numbers?
The same, in other words, it was crazy over, but you would expect that, frankly, in these Arab countries.
Right.
Okay, how about Jordan? 14,525 said no, the IDF was not justified, to 72 who said that they were. Oman, 10,000 and change to 51.
Wow.
Canada, 7,174 to 1,785. So Turkey, UK, Morocco, United Arab Emirates. And one other thing, in Israel, and I don't know how Joe can be so precise, and I wonder what gets regarded as Israel. I imagine the West Bank is not considered Israel. In Israel, was the IDF justified? 771, they could be Arab Israelis. 771 said no to 655 who said yes. In the Palestinian territory, 2,605 to 16. What's the takeaway? We had insane voting on Saturday at Smerconish.com from all around the globe. And here's an additional bit of evidence that many people really did, two other bits of evidence, that many people really did cast ballots. Evidence number one, Joe says, I analyzed our newsletter subscriptions to see if the record voting also contributed to more newsletter signups, and it did.
Wow.
And then secondly, the Sunday poll had 41,552. That's double what we maybe even better than double of what we normally get on a Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday is usually our lightest voting.
Yeah.
We usually get 20, but maybe a shy, a tick below.
Doubt.
Yeah, that to me was
it'll be interesting to see how many we get today.
Right. Maybe it was just a weekend thing.
Today, President Biden's 81st birthday, and me asking, where the hell is it?
Wow.
Here it is. Which is more likely to determine the outcome in 2024, Biden's age or Trump's legal peril?
Wow.
Yeah. Where would you think the raw voting, if I hadn't said any of what I just told you and you didn't know, and this were just another normal Monday, and I said that's the poll question of the day today, Biden's birthday, in the end, which matters more, Biden's age or Trump's legal power, how many votes do you think we would get?
I would say, given what we've been doing, I would say we would get 21,000. Let's go with 21,597.
Okay, and I would have been higher. I would have said 23,500.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so let's see
where we go.
Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, and do you want to guess on who's going to win or not? Which one is going to
No, I'm more hung up with the tabulation.
Okay.
It's just it is just insane.
Yeah, are we going to be in the 21-23 or are we going to be in the 40s?
It is insane to me that nearly 25,000 people in Egypt voted on the Smerconish.com poll on Saturday.
And hey, they might be watching YouTube right now. Who knows? Like, I'm inviting you, ladies and gentlemen of Egypt, to please go vote in the poll question right now at Smerconish.com. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Welcome.
My God. Okay. More Monday headlines from the Smerconish.com newsletter. I'm not even sure
where
no, there really aren't. Big game tonight. The Kelsey brothers tonight.
It's so
fun.
And
they've also got like a top Christmas song.
Wait, didn't they have the top dog's name last week?
Yeah.
Come on.
They're ruling the world.
The Kelseys are ruling the world, and I find it so enjoyable.
I am taking the Eagles with the points. Thank you, Parks Casino, because without Taylor in the stands, I believe that that Travis will have a weaker performance because he can't look up and wave at her.
My favorite thing is the difference between the two of them walking in, because Travis is like zoot suited out, and Jason is like in a t-shirt and shorts and flip flops. And just looks like he's the
sexiest man alive.
And looks like he just mowed the lawn.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's the sexiest man alive.
He's like, hey, my wife tells me that all the time. He is so self-deprecating at a riot. I find them both very appealing.
The World Health Organization, we had incredible headlines from this weekend, and I'd like to catch up. This was from Saturday. The WHO says loneliness is as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
You have said this all along, Michael. You've said this is an epidemic. This is bad.
Gotta mingle.
This is not healthy.
Gotta mingle.
Yeah.
Susanna Gibson, you remember her, TC?
Oh, she mingled.
Susanna Gibson unbowed after disclosure of sex videos with her husband and her failed candidacy for the Virginia House of Delegates. She says she is not giving up on politics. So she spoke with the Associated Press about her race, the videos, and her future plans. There is that. There is also the news from the Sunday Smerconish.com headlines, spenders as opposed to misers. Spenders
Whoa. No, that is not what it says. It does not say misers.
Go ahead.
It says savers. There's a difference. No. This is
who's happier?
Important. Well, I think if you dive into it, spenders are happier in the short term, but I think savers are going to be happier in the longer term. So what they're saying is that they, like, if you are a splender and you serve for things and you splurge for things in the sort of like you only live once category, then you find happiness in that. But that savers are going to, that's only as a necessity.
Do you know
Which do you consider yourself?
Somewhere I don't care because I want to get to the Taco Bell story. I don't even care.
I swear I saw that, and I said to myself...
Did you see the headline I put on it?
I said to myself...
Taco Grande. Do you know what a Taco Grande, crunchy taco supreme, that's what I get. Everything is in that mix.
Yeah, well, everything was in this mix.
A Taco Bell employee suing the popular fast food chain after a Christmas party at one of its restaurants descended into debauchery.
What's your favorite part of that? Is it the fact that they papered the windows?
It's crazy. They papered the window. Here, I'll just... the claimant says that there was a party at a Los Angeles area location. It ended in a three-way sex romp in full view of others after a supervisor covered the windows and security cameras with wrapping paper.
Don't read the next line. That's so gross.
Yes. The complaint claims that she, along with her sister and her sister's partner, went to the Christmas party where she worked in San Pedro, California. This was December 18 of last year. She was invited to the party by her supervisor, yada, yada, yada. You'll want to make sure that you read that.
It's just coming out now. I mean, just in time for the holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So think about that when you're trying to decide whether you're going to go to Del Taco or Taco Bell. I don't know. Factor in what happened at the Taco Bell, allegedly, reportedly. Westport, Connecticut. Parents suing after a child's hospitalization traced to marijuana candy left on a bus.
Yeah. So where did that come from? That they're trying to delve into that, but evidently they're not. This one of the kids, a 10-year-old, ate an edible.
Right. Well, yeah, it's bound to happen. The
of course
gummies,
it is. They look
the
exactly
gummies, the bits. It's absolutely
like gummy bears.
bound to happen. What else? Teen boys falling for a Snapchat nude photo scam. Wall Street Journal had coverage, an online nude photo scam ensnaring thousands of teen boys and causing emotional trauma. Scammers posing as teen girls, go figure, befriend the boys online, share nude photos of a girl, and then ask for a nude photo in return.
So what is the bottom line here? Don't hit the send key.
Terrible.
Never send nudes. Never take nudes. Never send nudes. Thank you. That is it. That is all we have time for.
All right. There's a lot of good stuff there. Subscribe to the newsletter. If you're in Egypt, if you're in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Jordan, the Republic of South Africa, Oman, we thank you for voting on Saturday, and we invite you to vote today as well. See ya.